that when I pay you in July, you ignore the invoices for April, May, and June, and you start counting from July. They will have to offset the previous bills because you are continuing to consume that service and you are not the provider.
Now that makes me give you this question. In this this account on page 43, it is a clear indication that money was diverted from goods and services consumed.
Before you reach there, Honorable Wanzola, Accounting Officer.
Yes, Chair.
It's good you say so. Did you budget in your statement of appropriation? What is the domestic areas budget? Statement of appropriation?
85.
Statement of appropriation of the...
How much was it?
You can read.
Chair, if I understand you, what was provided in the budget?
No, what you budgeted.
What you budgeted
How much did you budget for domestic areas?
is 20.864.
21 is what was provided.
You know, for every entity, you prefer how you spend your money, right?
Yes.
And you budgeted for how much?
Chair, we were provided 21. And I'm going to explain. You see, the way we budget for other items.
Maybe let me make it clear. How much did the Parliament appropriate?
For arrears. Yeah, that's
for arrears.
21.1.
Parliament appropriated 21.1 billion.
No,
how much did you pay?
20.86.
No, it's 21. It's 21.
Take me to the page where it says 21. Which page?
16.
Page 16.
Page 16. Go to domestic areas.
Yes. It's 21.1.
Revised budget is 21.
Yeah.
21. Actual performance is
20.86.
20. Then how does the 54 come into?
Now, Chair, it is 21 was appropriated.
Yes.
But out of that, what was released is 20.8. Released by Minister of Finance.
Yes, yes.
However, the auditors noted that we spent 54.8 on arrears, and I've explained the scenario because this is the same service that you are consuming in a current year.
And the question is simple. What process do you go through to spend what has not been appropriated?
Chair, you see, in real terms, there would be a line. You would draw a line if you were consuming, for example, other goods which are a one-off.
I agreed. By the way, I'm not complaining about where you picked the money yet. I'm wondering if Parliament has appropriated the 21 billion. Okay?
Yes.
For you to spend over and above that 21 billion, there is a process you go through.
Chair, it doesn't apply to
Uganda police.
To goods which are consumed on a routine basis, where even the Treasury itself, in a circular issued, they say the first call will be the previous invoices. And I've given you a clear example of where this money was actually spent. On utilities, you cannot say that, yesterday I didn't open it up because it was 31st of
No, it is June. It is you who budget. And you budgeted 21. You knew you had these invoices with you. Then in your budget, you come with 21. Why didn't you budget for those invoices? And you make Parliament appropriate 21 when your problem is 54.
So it takes us back to, if you had allowed me to give a preamble before, I would have explained that we are dealing with a situation which is ideal but not realistic, because Parliament has never appropriated what we budget for. Parliament actually gives you a figure within which to work. Now, for the case of arrears, it's even different because there is a committee that sits and randomly allocates money to entities, irrespective of the stock of arrears. It's not that we did not know the stock of arrears. We actually knew, and even now we are here in Parliament. We are going to tell you that police requires so much money to do ABCD. But you're going to give us 50% of what we require. But police cannot stop working and cannot stop running. It has to continue. You cannot say that police has closed. It has to work for 24 hours for 7 days. So the budgeting is unrealistic from the start of the year. And this is what causes all these problems.
So, because it is unrealistic, you go back and do what you want.
No, Chair.
Can you read for me 14? 14, 1 and 3.
Chair, 14 doesn't have one. If you are referring to this act. Okay.
It does.
After approval of the annual budget by Parliament, the Secretary to the Treasury shall issue the annual cash flow plan of government based on the procurement plans, work plans, and recruitment plans approved by Parliament.
And 3.
An accounting officer shall commit the budget of the vote based on the annual cash flow plan issued under this section.
And for you, what are you explaining?
Chair, it is actually in consonance with this.
Yes, Ferigo.
Chair, thank you very much. I want to request the accounting officer to answer this query slowly, because he's rushing, he's diverting us. The query on table is about indiscipline when it comes to appropriation. The appropriation account is here to check whether you are moving according to budgeting procedures or not. There is a column for revised budget. Those things you're explaining, if there is a need, there is provision to revise your budget upwards, either by carrying out a environment or a reallocation or a supplementary budget. If you do one of the three, your appropriation account will be adjusted under that column of revised budget. But after you not doing one of the three, you remained with only that figure of 21 billion to spend. Yet you had the provision to revise your budget either through environment, through a reallocation, or through a supplementary budget. You did not do any of the three. Now, the cash flow statement now reports you that instead of spending 21 billion, you have spent 54 billion. So the question is, you did not do one of the three.
Honorable Ferigo, let me give you...
Why did you spend the 54 billion?
Let me give you this information, then you conclude it properly. He has been doing that over the years. Over the years, and out of that disrespect to the law. I've read you the law 14(1) and 3. In the year 2021, the provision was 23.9 billion. You spent 25.52. In 23-24, you were given 16.9 billion. You spent 40. Now we are here. For you, you're working in total disregard of the law because it is the police. Kindly go ahead.
So, Chair, the accounting officer telling you we have many things that can come in. Yes, but there's a provision to revise your budget. You skipped all that. Instead of spending 21, you ended up spending 54. The cash flow statement is the one telling us. So we are asking you accounting officer, why are you dodging these procedures that are already described by the law? Spend within the budget. If the figures are higher, if you are encountered by more pressures, there is room for revising your budget upwards. You skipped all that. You went and spent 54 billion. Why is Parliament in place? We are here for a purpose.
So who gave you that permission to spend another 33 billion within the framework of the law?
Chair, first of all, you realize the items on which we are spending are the same. So environment does not apply if you're spending money on the same item of the budget. For example, I gave you an example of fuel, water, and the rest. Environment would apply if
I don't care which items you're spending on, but the law has told you how to do what you want to do. You're supposed to spend. We know there is no time when government is going to have all the money. You know that. For every financial year, they tell you this is the budget you have, and you're supposed to spend according to the work plan that you have. Now, for you, you're telling me you want to come here and convince me because it is Uganda police. You're free to do what you want. Honorable Masaba.
Chair, just some information because the accounting officer is claiming that money was for goods and services. I want us to look at the same table 16.
Table 16 in the accounts?
In the accounts. Under goods and services, Parliament appropriated 281 billion for goods and services.
Just go slow so that my members can reach there. Ferigo, you had something still itching you. Let Masaba first finish.
When you look at goods, under goods and services, Parliament appropriated 281 billion shillings for goods and services, and they spent the entire 281 billion shillings on goods and services for that year, meaning whatever we appropriated for goods and services in the financial year was spent on goods and services.
And the chair, we are specific. We are on domestic arrears. That's where our query is. So when you explain the reason for overlapping the figure that is meant for domestic arrears, you bring in areas of goods and services, yet they are already budget lines on their own. It's not convincing.
So, accounting officer, first of all, now that what Karim Masaba brings in tells us you need to answer where you got the other 33 billion. And if you got it, we want to know who gave you permission to spend it. Yes.
Chair, you know, if you get money from goods and services, which were planned, and I'm sure the procurement plans and so on might be having, then you need to tell us those activities that you collapsed to pay arrears.
And that's why we asked, where did you get the money? But before he takes us to where he got the money, maybe you begin, where did you get the money? You spent the 33 billion, and who gave you permission?
Chair, let me first explain the very table that the honorable member looked at on page 16.
Oh.
There is a revised budget under goods and services.
Revised budget?
281, yes.
Yes.
Are you seeing it, Chair?
Yes.
Now, Chair, what I explained is this. Let me give an example of fuel again. When you have unpaid invoices at the end of the year, and you want to continue consuming fuel, as an example, Treasury gives a budget execution circular and says the money that you have the first call should be on settling outstanding obligations. And then here you are with a situation where you are consuming fuel and fuel. You don't move money from fuel to fuel and you call that environment. It doesn't apply. Now, why we have a revised budget for goods and services, Chair, where on that very page that the Honorable referred to, is because we spent money to offset what was outstanding, but in the course of the year, we got a supplementary budget.
Of how much?
let me get the figure.
So, accounting officer.
Yeah.
When you're doing these things, do you do them at a total disregard of the law? Total disregard of what you should be doing? For example, now, what I would expect is that, I wrote about this to the PSST, the approval that came through is this, I was allowed to spend this, or I wrote to Parliament, we got a supplemental of this, so that, those are the explanations that we need. But for you to continuously sit in your office because it is Uganda Police and you spend the public money the way you want. By the way, even the fuel thing you're giving, where we live, you call police to come and rescue on anything, they will tell you we don't have fuel. Where we come from. So that I don't want to go that lane, but it is also not a very convincing lane. But the issue we are on is, do you spend public money without following the law?
Chair, we actually communicate.
Now show us what are your communications.
I gave you copies of my communications to the PSST.
Okay, you show us, please give us that communication. Yes, hold on, I'm coming. Can I have that?
Mr. Chairman, he has to indicate what he's giving out.
Chair, I can avail even more copies of my correspondences in the course of the day.
So, honorable members, this is a letter that was written on 7th July 2026. That's what he has submitted, July 2026. We are dealing with which financial year? 20. So did he give you anything else? This is what he submitted? Accounting officer. Are we in the same audit year?
No, Chair. Let me call for these letters. We should be able to have them here in the next 1 hour.
In the next 1 hour?
Yeah.
Why an hour? Here, where police headquarters is where? Yeah, the lead cars are there. IGP. You can quickly, we don't need an hour when you have you people have.
Always.
Yes. Let the accountant go run and bring it, but this is not also proper. This is not also proper to submit something of the audit year. Koporo, will you help me really?
Chair, we beg, we don't admit that.
Afando Chaya, now am I going to operate? First tell me. The arresting officer I have here is at the rank of a corporal. When somebody is not telling the truth, we normally arrest them here. So how do we proceed of Afando Chaya? And pronounce yourself. Or at Uganda, at Parliament of Uganda, we have higher ranked officers. They can get their services.
Honorable Chair, I think the Undersecretary picked a wrong letter. Because, Chair, what we are discussing is perennial in police. And we are going to bring for you a lot of letters of the kind to PSST explaining our challenges. So he needs to sort out which one is for the specific period we are handling. Thank you, Chair.
No, you've not guided on how my corporal is going to operate under the circumstances.
No, I think for now she's not required.
She's not required. When the accounting officer continues to lie, before anyway, accounting officer, Honorable Ferigo advised, calm down, okay? And we need simple explanations. For example, we are on a matter where you're not allowed, and over the years, you have been spending over and above the budget. Okay? So tell the accounting officer, we need to know which items the 54 billion went on. Proof of the items where the 54 billion was spent. Otherwise, we are sensing something here.
And Chair.
Yes, Honorable Betty.
And Chair, as they go for the evidence, because this committee is evidence-based, he has communicated that they are bringing their communications to the PSST. And now we also need proof of the PSST authorizing
authorizing.
or a supplementary where they got that account, where they have that line indicating that this is where we got that additional 33.
And by the way, the law does not even give powers to the PSST.
The minister.
It is the minister. The response should not come from the PSST. It should come from the minister that approved you to spend that money. And we need the items on where you spent the money, which items you spent the money on, and the permission for you to spend that money. We will have asked all the previous years, but let's go specifically for this one. But I just brought that to tell you that continuously you have been behaving in that manner. Henceforth, this should stop. You should always seek permission, even if you're running Uganda Police. Because you said Uganda Police cannot wait. But there are processes on how you spend public resources. Honorable Wanzala, you want to continue or you still want?
I want to continue on something small.
Okay. Please continue.
Accounting officer, I don't believe that this query would have been escalated if you had given an appropriate response in your responses. It would have been dropped. But when you look at your response, it is vague the way you are stating. It is not in compliance with the law. Let me ask a question now, as accounting officer.
Another question.
Can we take you severally liable for your own actions following the Public Finance Management Act as an individual for making all these errors? Comment on record.
Honorable Chair, my explanation is on page 12, and if members have looked at it, we actually have a problem of persistent insufficient budget provision. And there are times of emergencies. In this case, actually, that's when we had the emergency in Rwenzori region, the Stezi landfill, among others. So, while we are making efforts to engage finance to give us adequate provision, we also know that the economy cannot support us the way we want. So we keep trying to work within the law, but also we face the reality.
No, sir, you didn't work within the law. Had you worked within the law, we wouldn't be here. Had you worked within the law, we wouldn't be asking these so many questions.
Yeah.
So you worked as you, because you're running Uganda Police. Can I take you, are you aware that why government is so keen on giving you money for domestic areas? This is an item that has been abused over the years, and it took Parliament to ask Minister of Finance to come clear on the number of domestic areas we have. And you are aware that they came to you to verify. Are you aware? Yes. That they came to verify?
And our areas were all verified.
They were all verified. Yeah. But you're not even aware that 7.653 billion was rejected.
Those are areas relating to previous periods, like about 8 years.
But it's part of the stock of areas that you presented during the verification. And KPMG rejected 7.6 billion. You're not aware?
I'm aware, Chair, but it doesn't mean that they were fictitious. It's because they lacked adequate support documents.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the explanation of the accounting officer, to me, I feel is not helping the committee.
You're right.
Recently, he stated that arrears accumulated for about 8 years. In the accounting section, you don't guess. If you talk about 8 years, it means you are not confident, you don't know what you are doing in that office, and I am not sure, Mr. Chairman, how many years you have taken as an accounting officer. And Mr. Chairman, I recall you stated very clearly that let the accounting officer tell us the 54 on the item.
Can I get a better microphone, Timo?
Thank you. You stated clearly that on the 54 billion is to tell us item by item for that particular financial year. And he has not responded. And
he said he's going to bring, he
Yes.
committed that he's going to bring. And you gave us 1 hour, less than 1 hour, before we leave this meeting. Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, you are aware that during the audit, the accounting officer interacts with our auditors. And the committee should not be turned into starting again to scrutinize the document. During the interaction, you should have interacted and given all the documents. For us, we come here only to verify and make sure the documents are authentic or not. Mr. Chairman, you should not allow the roles of the committee to turn into the audit activities. That one may bog down our work. And when I entered, I heard him explaining about the fuel cost that you consume, you continue consuming. And Mr. Chairman, sorry that I came late. I would like also to inquire from the police department. If you move near the headquarters, there's a police headquarters, there's a petrol stations near the headquarters.
Honorable, we moved to that stage.
And
we had a full hour when you were
sir.
asking such questions. I want us to move according to the audit query. So you reserve that, we can do it later.
It's okay, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I don't want us to lose the audit matters. Eh?
Okay, thank you.
Honorable Swak, what is it?
Thank you, Honourable Chair. From the way things look, I think the accounting officer erred. About the years, I'm not answering for him, but I was here in 10th Parliament and he was accounting officer. But Chair, accounting officer, instead of wasting time with the committee, if you are like UPDF where you have representatives, they would be bringing your areas if the minister is dilly-dallying and we tell him to bring here for supplementary. So you just ask for lenience from the committee. Unfortunately, the law is not lenient, but the members may not be lenient. So this business of saying 1 hour, since you have a ridiculous, so I think, Honourable Chair, the issue, and henceforth, I know here you are culpable, but from now on, you have people who may be friendly. You bring your issues and we table. Otherwise, the way you moved, Ndugwai GP was not okay, not necessary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to move to the next audit query, but first answer this one and this one quickly, then we move to the next audit query. Honorable Wanzala, please don't keep me going back, because I'd already ruled on this one. They had suggested that they are going to bring about the 54 billion, then you brought me back, okay? So kindly move me forward. Accounting officer, his question and his question quickly, briefly, and we proceed.
Honourable Chair, we note what the members have just said, and it is
was 1 point, page 1.
No, that's not it. Auditor General's
Auditor
report.
General report.
JB? No, give him his copy.
Honorable members, is everybody there?
Yes.
Page 1.
Give Wolfak his copy so that he can follow. Page 1. You're there, very good. Yes, Honorable Wanzala.
1.1 relates to classified expenditure. And it is brought out clearly that the total expenditure was 1.14 trillion, but part of that expenditure, worth 236 billion, relates to classified expenditure, as per the Auditor General's report. Our emphasis here is one. Is it true that the 236 billion as classified expenditure is in there?
Yes, it is.
In relation to the Public Finance and Management Act, this is supposed to be reported separately.
Yes.
We believe that the information provided therefore gives a misrepresentation in the financial statements, because classified expenditure is audited separately. Is that right?
I don't get you, Honorable. I didn't get that.
Okay. The first thing is that it is part of, classified expenditure is part of that expenditure of the 1.4 trillion.
Yes, part of the appropriation.
This committee notes that the disclosure was made in the financial statements, and the management commentaries of the accounting officer. You did not state it there in the commentaries and in the financial
accounting officer.
Chair, that is something to learn. I just take it as advice of the committee.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So he has accepted it, that probably will do it better next time. Can we proceed, Honorable Wanzala?
Interest yourself on the non-performing revenues in the receivables, and this is page 32
of
the financials of the accounts.
Wanzala.
Of the accounts.
Page 32 of accounts.
Of the accounts.
Honorable Wanzala.
Page 32. There are some receivables that are stated in table note 23.
Note 23 receivables.
There is note 23.
Accounting officer is there?
Yes, Honorable, I'm there.
Page 32. And we have a figure of 13 billion on doubtful debts, provisions for doubtful debts, which is table 23B. You provided for them.
Yes.
Noted?
Yes.
As I have a question on this, you are making a provision for doubtful debts. In other words, you are even about to write them off. You are certain that in the future we are likely to write them off. We want to learn from you as this committee. Are you expecting to collect this money, or you are making a provision to write them off? That would be question number one. And if not, the other, if you go to your page 40 of the accounts, are we there on page 40?
Yes.
On page 40, we discovered that the doubtful debts, provision for the doubtful debts, represent over 41% of the book value. Do you see the book value on the statement of the arrears?
Accounting officer?
Yes,
They
I'm there.
account for over 41%. So in other words,
Have you noted where he is?
I'm not seeing the 41, but I'm on.
the percentage, you look at note A, B, and C. 13.
Are you there? Kindly repeat and guide him where to find what you're talking to so that we can move quickly.
No, I'm not able to see what on page 40.
But
Cumulative arrears of revenue as at June 2025. You see it down on page 40?
Yes.
And the figure is?
19.
There is amounts billed during the year 63 and what is collected. So which one was it?
Are you on the same page, Honorable Wanzala?
That's why I'm trying to
Kindly,
page 40.
kindly direct him on which
Page
column
40.
or which
You
row.
go to the column of cumulative areas of revenue as at 30th June 2025,
Yes,
Are you the accounting officer?
I'm there.
and you are seeing the cumulative areas coming to 19 whatever millions,
19 yes, billion.
billions, and 80 million. When you look at that cumulative areas and the one that is provided for in a doubtful debt in note 23B, which is 13 billion 387, that figure of provision for doubtful debts accounts for 41% of the receivables.
Is he right?
No, he's using just 1 year to arrive at a percentage, but these areas span over more than 5 years. So that
The
percentage.
provisions span over 5 years.
Yeah, even actually 10. And I'm going to explain, if you allow, why we are providing for doubtful areas. We've actually even tried to write to Accountant General to write off these. These are mostly tickets issued under the express penalty scheme to vehicles which are no longer on the road, where the owners have died, owners are not claiming, so it's impossible to recover.
Even the program was suspended.
It is not suspended, but it is just, we are reworking it, re-engineering how it will work. So that's why we have, actually I want to give a letter here where I wrote for writing off this because it has become impractical.
Can we have it?
Covered. You'll get it shortly.
So in that respect, the letter is available.
Yeah.
If chairman is served that, then
So you want us to proceed?
we need to proceed.
Members will proceed? Okay. Yes, proceed.
You mean chair accounting officer? Again, there is doubtful revenue performance on the express penalty system. We find that as an audit query. We have a situation where we have discovered on page 40 again that the amounts billed during the year were 41 billion. Are you in that column, page 40 of the accounts?
Page 40, are you the accounting officer?
Yes, please. Billed.
The total billed was 41 billion.
Yeah.
The total collected was 41 billion.
Chair, again I've explained what you bill in a year and what you collect within the year are different. The amounts can be the same, but the receipts don't relate to the year in question. There are people who have accumulated areas over time because we have so many sources of non-tax revenue. EPS is just one of them. I gave the example of
Wanzala,
EPS.
what's your problem?
I was wondering, looking at the explanation the accounting officer gave, that some vehicles could be redundant and so on and could not collect the charges, and while in the financial statements the amount billed is the exact amount collected, almost the exact amount collected. But the explanation now again is changing that these collections could be across the years.
Yes.
Can we get evidence on these collections in particular of this year to verify whether they came from different periods of the year?
Yes, you can.
The financial year?
Chair, that is very possible.
Chair, that would be
because, for example, if another Wanzala has a private security organization, it could be in arrears of 4 years, and then during the year we are bidding, they pay money which is for maybe.
So just confirm that they paid.
Yeah, so it's possible.
100%.
It's not possible to pay 100%, Chair.
That this is what it means.
No, it means that in that year, you see, bills are. How do bills come about, Honorable Chair? When you're on the road and they give you a ticket, you go. It's not that you first pay before we release you. Now, over time, we start doing enforcement of all the tickets. And I think some of you have those tickets on your vehicles. You know.
Yes, yeah, that is true. The ones that you picked on Entebbe Road and where you had your cameras.
So when you
That's
pay,
correct.
In a year, we recognize that revenue for that year. But it may relate to bills of the previous year.
Yeah.
So, and his word, I think, was how possible you billed the 41.9 and you collected the 41.9. I think it was but I think he's trying to explain that it might be just a coincidence that he billed and people paid.
Chair, before
yes.
we get other responses, I think I'm near understanding his submission. But what we need from your accounting officer, to us, we can't easily verify these figures per se the way they look. Give us a sample collections of the 41 billions of this year to see if some other collections were of the previous years. Then we verify quickly that
correct.
Yes, this is the
and that is
position.
the information you can submit quickly. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Honorable Swaka.
Chair, first of all, I want to thank the accounting officer for having collected 100%.
But he said.
No, I'm reading what is in the book.
No. That's what his query was. He was wondering how he could collect 100%, but he's saying it is not possible to collect 100%.
Okay. But the note I wanted here, and to be on record, they were talking of EPS. It means that traffic, you are doing well. And Chair, some of these accounting officers, some are obvious reasons. Chair, in this year, in June, that's when election period, and that very many people with the old vehicles, you come on road because you want to use it for campaigns, and that's why they intensify and you pay. But accounting officer is not explaining this how you got the money.
Now you become the accounting officer. Honorable Saka, now you're turning into the accounting officer.
Chair, I'm not turning into accounting officer, but this is open truth.
I hope we shall not take Honorable Swaka's answers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's not what you want to associate yourself when answering this one. But how I've understood you that it is possible that new bills came up during the year, but it is just a coincidence that the figures look the same. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Honorable Wanzala, please proceed.
So let me conclude on this. Accountants, you are the people who help the accounting officer to draft a financial statement. Such figures that look outrageous that anybody can question, why don't you put explanatory notes somewhere to avoid us asking such questions? Now we are leading you into complicated matters. Produce the list as a sample to get evidence. Here you have concluded.
Thank you very much.
My queries are...
You want an answer to that, or I proceed?
Accountants.
Quickly.
Let them just take a note.
You know why he's raising that? is saying that when you put explanatory notes in your accounts, it is easier for somebody to run there and see them so that they don't appear here when they could. And I think that's a point for noting.
I want to thank him for that.
Okay. Honorable Mudimi, I'm with you. Thank you very much, Honorable Wanzala, for those questions. I'm with Honorable Mudimi.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
We want to draw the attention to page 46.
Page 46 of?
Accounts.
Page 46 of accounts.
Are we there?
Yes.
Accounting officer, are we there? But sir, you can be assisted by your person in accounts. I could see you.
The man is doing very well. I am so proud of you, sir. He's doing very well. He has not needed their support.
I will ask for support.
It is allowed in the law to. Now, that was summary of statement of stores and other assets, physical assets, as at the end of the financial year. So when you look at these assets, land, 1.39 trillion, then there is an adjustment to the opening balance of 27.58. Then there was additions for the year. Are we together? Are we together, sir?
Yes.
And there's a number of them. When you read that table, then non-residential building, it was 86.6 billion. You have adjusted downwards by 40. Others are, you have adjusted with a positive figure, which is somehow okay. But where you have adjusted with is negative, and when you look at the accounts, when you cannot relate these adjustments to the accounts. We are users of these accounts, not only you in police, but any person who picks. Now, if you want to relate the adjustment of 27, where should we go? In your records here.
Accounting officer.
The adjustments on.
Let me request the head of accounts to explain that.
To take us to where you go to look for it.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. During that period, we had a transition the accounting policy. We are moving from modified cash to modified accrual. So relatedly, even the depreciation policy had to change. It had to change from expensing our assets in the year of acquisition to adopting a straight line method evenly over the useful life of the asset. And it's not usual that we normally do these adjustments, but through Accountant General's guidance, we submitted the schedule of all our assets for uploading on the system. Of course, this is a positive thing because we want to have a fair view of government assets. But of course, during the upload, there were inconsistencies. In value, most of these assets were, in fact, all of them were uploaded using historical values. Some of them along the way had to be disposed of. In fact, Accountant General sent us a team to do the verification of these assets. So through the process of verification, at times we found that the values were not relating to what we uploaded, hence these adjustments. But going forward, still Accountant General has introduced what we call the item master. that will trace these assets or capital items right from planning, so that these codes are synchronized and we don't have these misclassifications. The schedules to these classifications, we didn't carry them, but we have them. These, of course, they are quite voluminous, but we can produce them.
So under what circumstance does land go down?
Some of this land, Mr. Chair, was donated. Along the way, we had captured it as our land, but through verification, we find it was donated land. So it was captured by the donor. We can't capture it. We are same government. We can't, maybe the local government captured it, and we can't also put it in our
So you had captured the part of the land which does not belong to you as yours.
Exactly.
So you made the adjustments. Honorable Mudimi, are you convinced?
I'm not doubting, but for the user, you have to say a statement, and it's provided here on page 11, sir, sure, where you clearly state it, that I've done this.
These are, the way you're explaining them.
Such that whoever wants is reading this.
So take us where you had that those explanations.
The adjustments are okay, but for a reader, where should one in the accounts?
It's on page 11.
Page 11 of the accounts.
Of the accounts. My commentary on the physical assets.
I'm there.
Are we there? The vote purchased assets worth Uganda shillings 291 billion, comprising of land, buildings, furniture and fittings, and classified assets. The statement of stewards has been updated to reflect these assets. The vote also has carried out a validation process for the assets in the period, and adjustments were made to the assets value, hence the adjustment to reserves. So this was an explanation of...
But how about if you stated what you explained to the committee?
Chair.
Yes, Senator Ferigo.
Thank you. The accountant has explained those concepts, and which is okay. But you have made it very clear. And he knows that among the items under property, plant and equipment, land is the only asset that appreciates. In the event that in the schedule you have put a figure which is negative, and you don't put an explanatory note, you leave the whole matter hanging. Because one would imagine that there was some depreciation during the year under review, which can't happen. So I think the accountant should accept that for such unique adjustments, put a note. Otherwise, the users will be confused. Like now, some of us, we are senior 6 people, we don't know these things.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Always remember that parliamentarians are senior 6 members.
No. For us, it is senior 6.
That's not my statement, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the Honorable for that guidance, and these reports are a continuous improvement, and we appreciate the quality assurance, because that is your input, and we appreciate. We shall keep improving.
Honorable Dimi. Yes, Honorable Frederick, I want to leave that, and yes, Dr.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. And I want to thank the accountant for his explanation that adjusted the value of land. But I just want to find out, there used to be a problem of land that is UNAFRE is seated on. I want to find out from you, how finally did you conclude the ownership of UNAFRE land? Could it be part of those that led to the adjustment here, or it is still land owned by police?
Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair. The explanation given by the accountant seems to be very convincing, but what would be of interest actually is if we would be availed with the details to which this particular value is attributed to, because that will, and I wonder how even, for example, in the Auditor General's report, this is a matter that is not captured. But when you get to the accounts, you clearly see this glaringly. If you are getting a reduction of this huge amount in your assets, it's important that we get this kind of details.
So are you going to submit that to, or you have it there?
Mr. Chairman, this involves a very huge, I don't know whether
No, it can't be huge. The adjustment is how much money?
No, it is
27 billion. That can't be
Honorable Chair,
huge.
This is just a value, but it involves so many assets, but we shall try to compile it.
No, my brother. In this country, 27 billion of land. I don't think, even if you're just highlighting that this particular land is here, I don't think it can take two pages.
We shall bring it, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I think that is the request of the gentleman. How about Honorable Frederick's land issue? Honorable Fortunate, why don't you bring the land matters now and we finish land issues, and Honorable Ferigo can chip in on that. We do land and we are done with it. Honorable Mudimi, please allow. Then we come back to you.
Thank you so much, Chair. Once again, I'm Nantongo Fortunate Rose, the woman in Pichotea District. Members, let me take you to the audit report on page 20 and page 20 that speaks to the. I have to first note, Chair, that these matters, we've been dealing with the accountability matters monies. However, these matters of land may not really be speaking to monies that PAC is supposed to do. However, since it was put in the audit report, and somehow, somewhere, land also and compensation speaks to money, then I believe we need to get an insight from the police department. So it was indicated on page, members, we're on page 21. The Auditor General had queries about the land at Kabalagala and the land at Naguru. However, the land at Naguru, you did not specify any details about it and what is the status of that land at Naguru.
Accounting Officer?
I hope that is clear.
Accounting Officer?
I'm able to see Kabalagala, but where is Naguru stated here?
In the report on page 20, the accounting officer identified disputes and encumbrances in the Naguru land and the Kabalagala land.
So update us on Naguru
So update us on Naguru land and Kabalagala.
Okay.
Specifically in Kabalagala, you indicated that the land was compulsorily acquired in the 1970s by the government. But then you have no proof of the compulsory acquisition, because under the law, if you compulsory acquire the land, first of all, there's need to follow the law of compensation, but also proof. However, the Auditor General notes that you did not provide any proof, and you indicated that the beneficiaries on that land were all settled. However, no proof. So do you have any proof to this effect of settlements that were made, and what was the valuation report concerning those settlements?
Chair, should I come in and answer that one?
Please come in.
Okay. Chair, before even he comes in, we need to note that us as a committee, we are interested in both public funds and public land.
Yes. We are highly interested in land.
Two items.
Yes.
Public funds and public land.
And land, maybe not
Yes.
public land alone.
Okay. For purpose of accountability.
Yes.
As the government civil servants. This item Honorable is talking about was a prior year issue Now it appeared in this audit year of 2024-2025. The auditor reviewed what he had queried 2023-2024. And the concern is about land that is already encumbered. And the schedule is very clear. It's already in court. Since that time, you have occupied that land, Kabaragara land and Naguru land. So we are saying, are we safe? And you people, Chair, to make matters worse, police is one institution that has many brains, lawyers.
I had them. They're
Yes.
very wonderful.
You had the deputy IGP. He is more of a lawyer.
Highly qualified man.
So when they are also in such a situation where their public land has issues with all these brains, now which other institution can be safe when it comes to public land?
Imagine.
So we are concerned, colleagues, and we are saying, why are you accepting to occupy land that is encumbered with all these brains? You don't clear that issue in court of law. How is our land safe? Because you are occupying it on our behalf. It's public land. That is a prior year issue, and it appeared last financial year. That is one, and I wanted him to answer at once.
Okay, quickly answer those ones.
Chair, let me ask the director.
Let him first answer that. Huh? It's also related to land. But this time promise me that you're not going to answer for the accounting officer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You guided so well that the matter related to land should be brought so that it's ironed out once and for all. Mr. Chairman, as I tried to bring it earlier on, the petrol station Shell near the headquarters, that is the government land, and the land belongs to the police.
Where?
The headquarters of the police.
There's a petrol station on Naguru land.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and right now, the Shell, it has turned into an individual property. We would like to find out from the police who authorized
Chibuli? Naguru.
Naguru headquarters, the police headquarters. Mr. Chairman, now it has turned into a private property.
Accounting officer, that is a serious matter.
So we would like to find out who authorized
Is it true that Shell
person
is
to put
sitting on
the
police
petrol
land?
station in that area. And also, in case of eventuality, how prepared
Let
is
me
the
first
police at
confirm.
this
Is
stage?
it true he sits on
Chair, that is
police
not
land?
true. That's not true.
It's not true? Honorable, you've heard, it's not true that it is on police land.
Mr. Chairman, let the accounting officer be serious. And you know the Shell I'm talking about.
Accounting officer is very serious, sir.
Near the police headquarters.
I am very serious.
Yes.
It's not
And you know that Shell petrol station. And you have seen how close it is.
Clarification.
The land being near police doesn't mean that it is police land. Okay. Now, accounting officer, let me first get off this piece of answers. There where you're sure, because he thinks it is police land, the accounting officer thinks that is not your land. Maybe you'll tell the chairperson how it becomes police land so that I can proceed on that lane. Yes, accounting officer. Honorable Sakam Coming and others.
Honorable Chair, let me ask the Director of Logistics to explain about the land at Naguru and the Kabaragara.
Director of Logistics, you're the one in charge of land in police,
Yes,
Uganda Police?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Regarding the land in Naguru, we had an issue with a company called Oscar, which had an offer which was given to them some time back, but that particular plot which was given to them, their lease expired. And when the lease expired, they tried to go back to renew the lease. But what they were supposed to do on that piece of land, in the last 5 years, they did not do it. So the lease was not renewed, and we have recovered back the land.
Oh,
Yes.
so that now it is in. Have you got a title?
Yes. Yes.
That's very good. In the names of Uganda Police?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very good. Now,
Then the one of Kabalagala, the one of Kabalagala is a bit complex because it is of, that station is an old station of the police. We have tried to look for the documents to allow us to really understand how the family acquired the title on a land that is meant for government. And we did not find any letter related to consent from government or police. So we have instituted a fresh investigation to collect all the information required.
how far have you gone?
The director legal this morning briefed me that they are working because the head of land is here and they are the very team.
Now you're head of logistics?
Yes.
There is a head of land?
There is a land investigation.
Land investigation.
Land investigation.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So they are working on it, sir.
They're working on it.
Yes.
Procedure, Chair.
Yes.
Maybe if it's okay, the head of land that he's talking about can brief us on what they are working about, how far they are,
Yes.
because he has the better information.
Okay.
Mr.
Thank you very
Chairman,
much.
A quick one.
Yes.
On the same, Mr. Chairman, this query has been recurring for last many years. You know you are good at investigations. I don't know how long will it take to investigate that. This Kabaragara.
When do you think it will be resolved?
Because it has been recurring.
How long will the head of lands investigations, please pick the microphone. Pick the microphone and tell us when do you think it will be concluded.
And
we don't want the same audit query to keep coming.
And there is what we call a limitation in law.
There is a microphone behind there. Who has it? Kindly give it to so that he speaks well. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. This matter came to me, I think, like a month ago when the query was raised, because internally management was trying to find what is the status. Currently, I have deployed a team so that we can dig all the paperwork right from Uganda Land Commission and the Ministry of Lands. We are trying to come up with a report which we shall submit to the
He's asking when do you think it will be resolved?
Let's give it within the next 4 months. We shall have an answer for
head
this.
logistics. I want to ask a quick one.
Yes, sir.
If you're given chance to sell the Naguru land, how much will you sell it at?
I cannot give you.
No. Given the chance.
We would need to value the land first.
We need to value.
I've asked a child. Okay, Mudimi. If you're given chance to sell the Naguru land, how much will you sell it at?
Mr. Chairman, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Which, you know, Naguru has been classified as a high-end. Naguru, Kololo, you know.
So it can fetch around 60 billion, 100 billion, like how much?
Where even the police is sitting now. Or
Yes.
specific, it depends on the size, but it is something which is in trillion. Not
In trillions. How about the Chibuli land?
The one of Chibuli.
Chibuli.
CID, almost the same. You see, government even compensated this small part, but they give them a lot of money. They know. They know it from.
How about the Nsambia land?
Zambia land is not there as is for Kampala diocese. They are just tenants.
Okay. Do you know why I asked that? The value I'm seeing here for the land for police, do you think it is really fair?
To have
1.3 trillion.
So, Mr.
Can you really say that in Naguru land you can sell it at 1.3 trillion? Now, what is the intention of keeping these figures, the values low? Is it during the time of exchange when Sudiri wants it and...
Then you onboard the government valuer and they give you a value.
Mr. Chairman, if accounting officer, if they ask you what's the net worth for police, the land you have in the country, you have 1.3 in the records. Is that what you have in the whole country? Is it true?
Accounting
someone
officer,
give you
please.
2 trillion, can you surrender all the land and you rent? Chair.
They asked the question. Please answer. Accounting officer. Okay.
Chair, what I'm getting here is we have land which we've not yet got title, so we are unable to capture everything that we own here.
Now, accounting officer, you know the land grabbing going on in the country. Land grabbing. You know that even the ministry engages in a distribution of available land. You know exchanges that go on particular pieces of land. Now, when you undervalue in your books of accounts the land you have, there is a big statement you're making. A very big statement. And I don't know who is responsible for that, to say that the land Uganda police has in this country is worth only 1.3 trillion. The other day we were with the Uganda prison, with all the big chunks of land. They said their land is worth 5 billion. At least for you, you're looking like you're doing better. But now you're just giving these figures for what purpose? When Ugandans know the value of land. When I asked him quickly, your funder says he can't value it. But I asked him, he said, nah, I can sell that to 100, almost a lot much more than that. So going forward.
UNAFRI.
Yes.
Yes, Chair. I had asked on the question of UNAFRI because that has also been an issue that has been generating conflict time and again. Has the land been surrendered to UNAFRI or has police finally recovered its land?
Yes.
There are bonds there.
Yes,
there are
Doctor.
bonds there which would be literally generating.
Take note of UNAFRI land, then
Yes,
pick that one.
Chair, thank you very much. I think the accounting office has raised a very fundamental matter. He's indicated that some of the land does not have land titles. I think it would be of our interest to actually get a complete list of all the lands of Uganda police and understand which is that is titled and which is not titled, and probably what is
so that we can make a better
so that
conclusion.
we can be able to have a complete picture.
Kindly,
of what
accounting officer, you can do that. Was he your chair? Apola? Yes, Apola.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Chair, let me start with the...
UNAFRI.
No, the
beginning with the UNAFRI.
The pieces of land that...
UNAFRI was the earlier question.
Okay, okay. Sir, UNAFRI, government gave UNAFRI land, leased UNAFRI land for 99 years. Now, UNAFRI, in its wisdom, went and subleased the land to other entities. That's why you see the bond there. We have been having discussion with them over the same matter, and in the last meeting we had with the minister, we raised the matter that if government give land to an entity to use it for a purpose and they have changed it for another purpose, what happens? Can't we recover the land back? The minister said yes, the land can be recovered back. So it gave us good hope. However, there is part of the land that we discovered where we used to have our senior staff housing for the college, because that was part of the police college. That land that was given to UNAFRI was a senior command college for the police. And part of the land that was on the upper part near police headquarters, housing about 12 blocks, we discovered this piece was also annexed to them, which we are trying to say this is not right, because this is not part of the original government, land that government gave to UNAFRI. So we are working hand in hand with Uganda Land Commission to reverse, first of all, the other 12 land where the 12 blocks are. Then go on to examine what functionality are they doing with the land, because now where they are, what they are doing does not bring really, it doesn't measure with what is supposed to be.
So how many people, land was transferred to how many people?
There are two companies.
Two companies.
There is UASA and Future Group. All are doing carbon business.
Honorable Frederick, any supplementary on UNAFRI?
Yes, Chair, this has taken long. And the answer that the Commissioner is giving now is the same answer that has been going on time and again, time and again. I remember we went as a committee and toured that land. And there was a pledge which was a strong promise that it was going to be resolved and that land will be reverted back. And if anything, the NTR, I mean the rent now that is accruing through those bonds would be coming to the police.
So,
I think your timelines have not been good enough. And
Afande, do you have that land as part of the pieces of land Uganda Police has? Is it on your list?
That particular one is no longer on our list.
So why are you lying to the member that you're fighting for it when it is not even?
We are trying to fight for it in the sense that
you fight for what belongs to you.
Yes, sir.
Can you fight for something that doesn't belong?
What we are fighting for
Afando Chaya, can police claim to be having ownership of that piece of land?
Chair, what we are saying is, one, we gave that big chunk of land near the road to UNAFRI for their development. But as they were going to develop, they didn't have anything. So we lent them a place temporarily to stay, waiting for them to develop and shift. And these are the 12 houses he's talking about. However, recently we found that they have annexed and got a title of that place in their names, which we are saying it's irregular, because we did not give that land to them. We just gave them structures to live in, waiting for their structures to develop, and they move.
So the land is yours.
This is what he's saying, that we want to reverse.
But he has just said the land is not yours.
No. That is our land. That one is our land.
Okay. Yes, Walsaka.
Chair, I've picked what the police officers are saying with the great concern. And Chair, I want to thank you because you are always live. When you talked about how much money of the land, I think accounting officer, why the chair asked, be realistic in your planning. For example, Chair, they are taking the land is just a little bit. This is a big chunk of money. And if there is a mafia somewhere thinking they will put less and somebody comes to pay, so that they take, we have noted. Chair, finally, I want to assure the country, the police land is not for sale at any cost. That's why I've come here as PLO which is coming in power. Chair, I beg to submit. Police land is not for sale. Yeah, as PLO we are coming into power.
Thank you, Chair. I also noticed in the Auditor General's report, they noted the piece of land in Mukono.
Now, I want to ask... before you come in, let us take off Doctor's question.
Chair, just as he comes to answer that very one, he has just made a very fundamental statement that they do not have on record the land of UNAFRI which was leased. When you lease the land, you retain the ownership. The other one only has lease terms, the opportunity to use the land as per those terms. That's quite surprising that you lose, you don't have this on record.
You said Afande Opola. He requested we need a list of all the lands that belongs to police and their acreage.
Yes.
Maybe the value, you still, accounting officer said that they have not done valuation. Did you say so? Did I quote you right? They've not done valuation.
Not all land is yet titled.
Not all land is yet titled. Now we need to know which is titled, which is not titled. When can we have that?
Thank you, Chair. We have 1,598.
No, we said we need a list. You have the list there?
No, no.
You don't have the
That's
list?
the number, yes.
So we need you to submit that to, according to his request.
Yes.
Will you tell us this is titled, this is not titled, this is encumbered, this is the status of every piece of land. We are taking serious interest, by the way, not only in the Uganda police, but all ministries and agencies on matters concerning land. We want to report significantly about it in Parliament. Now, Honorable Sheila has a particular one in Mukono. Answer to it, then we make progress.
Yes.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you got the encroacher and you issued an eviction notice. Do you have the eviction notice, and how far with the investigations? I'm looking at your responses. This is where I'm picking the questions
There's
from.
a rejoint on that, Chair.
Yes, yes. Quickly, then we make progress on another
Chair.
issue. Honorable Mdimi, I'm coming back to you.
Chair, the part we are dealing with was on about land not being titled, being encumbered. That is something different. The part the Honorable is talking about is where we have land title. Nobody has taken police to court. The auditor did inspection and realized that they were encroachers, squatters. People are just sitting on land even when it is owned by police. My question is, where we get such scenarios, people run to police for rescue.
So police runs where, eh?
They are the landlords, they are allowing encroachers, and that is dangerous. Because we may not be missing a point, Chair. Isn't it because there are some officers trying to connive with these people? Because my question is, these people, do you want to tell us they don't know what to do?
They know.
They have a legal department.
Let me have JB, then I have you, fortunately.
Thank you, Chair. On the same query, I think it's a general observation, Honorable Chair, that the force has been reluctant towards acquiring land titles. I will give an example of Mbarara district. They had a former LAP, Local Administration Police, land, which was around 4 acres, 5 acres. And police took over, Uganda police took over the local administration police properties. We have been encouraging them to get the title for that land. The land, as I talk now, I think they are remaining with a half acre. It has all been taken away.
Who takes it away?
People who are there, either they connive with some members of the force or the community leaders. Then when the district shifted to Wizwera, I was the district chairman that time. I also allocated more land with my council to police. I urged the police, please get your title out of this. Because we offered to several entities. National Water got their title. Up to now, police has not, I don't know, maybe we need an update. But it's a general observation, Bwana Chair.
Afando Chaya, who is sleeping on job?
Thank you.
Who is sleeping on job as far as land matters are concerned? Deputy IGP.
Chair.
Chair, thank you. It's not that we are sleeping on job.
You're not interested in keeping land.
But the challenge is that the money that we get to enable us entitle most of our land is inadequate.
How much did you budget for last financial year, accounting officer?
How much did you
for titling land? Take us to
about 400 million, I'm told. 400 million.
And how did you use it?
Chair, what we do, for example, now with the sub-county, what they first do is they give us what we call a gift deed. Now, when they give us a gift deed, That's when again now we have to go and, start process of titling of that land. So you find that we have a number of them which have been given to us. We have not yet titled. He has talked about the local administration police. Of course, there are some areas where they have given it to us, but also there are some areas where they have not given it to us. Then we also have the issue of the kingdom land. For example, now we are talking about the Marines in Chigo. But remember, that is, much as we are there, it's not our land because it belongs to Buganda Kingdom. And we also have again
But Buganda Kingdom continuously gives tenancy agreements and titles and lease agreements.
Yeah, but you need to, to formalize the process.
Yes.
So these are some of the things that we are trying to do.
Okay, so we need that feedback on the status of every particular land that belongs to Uganda. Honorable Fortunate.
Yeah, as we were talking about, because the most concerns are those that are titled. However, as she was speaking about Mukono, now the Mukono land is even titled, but there is another title on the titled property.
So land grabber wants to chase away police.
Exactly, and they did not indicate on any measures that have been taken, at least to, under law, if someone has made a false title, at least you caveat.
So, Pala, how does that happen? Is the Uganda police so weak that they can't defend their land, honestly?
And
you're so weak that you can't defend your land.
And Chair, let's not leave out, it's not only Mukono, it's Natete, Mukono, and Nabigola.
Nabigola in Movende.
Yes.
Yes.
And this is serious. Chair,
we thought this institution is so powerful when they are arresting politicians. Yes. And when you are arresting politicians, we fear you a lot. Now people are taking away your land when you're looking.
Honorable, thank you for that observation. Honorable, you realize issues of land has become a bit complicated. Sometimes people even process titles when they are not physically on the land. But when you go to check now the cadastral map, that's when you realize that somebody is attempting. So normally once we get that, we rush normally to Uganda Land Commission and ensure that we place a caveat.
So let Parliament have that record. Yes. Of what you have and the status of every piece of land.
Yes, sir.
Probably it will help us to always remind you that this particular part is with you. But Afando Chaya, I want you to take in and tell people who are on police land, make a statement about it. And we know what you're going to do about it. Deputy IGP. Here we take note on the microphone. We are in Parliament. You see those gadgets there? They record everything that you...
Yeah, thank you, Chair. You did not orient me. That's why, I'm sticking to my notebook. But I thank you, and I think I am appreciative. Yeah, of course, the concerns of land, we as police, we are taking it seriously. And we are going actually to reclaim all our land. Honorable Chair, to give you an example, recently we recovered our land from Lira. The matter went up to court and the issue was resolved and the land was returned to police. And this was the local administration police land. And we are even now able to give part of that land to the expansion of Akibwa Stadium.
Oh.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay. So the land in Kasanda Police sits on Uganda land. So when you making updates, you should tell us whether there is any formal arrangement with the Uganda Kingdom about that particular piece of land. I've told you Kasanda, I've told you Mukono, and somebody has told, please don't forget. Okay, let's make progress. Honorable Mudimi.
Mr. Chairman, I want to draw attention to page 16 of the accounts.
Page 16 of the accounts. Accounting officer confirmed that you're there.
statement of appropriation based on classification of expenditure by nature for financial year.
Accounting officer, are you on accounts page 16?
There, Chair.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, the revised budget for police was the total revised budget, or the expenditure up was the 1.226 trillion. The actual was 1.208. Then expenditure down was 1.146 trillion, revised against the actual 1.144 trillion. It gave a variance of 1.345 billion. Now, when you go to page 4,
Accounting officer, have you noted that?
Yes, yes, please.
Is he correct?
He's correct.
Then when you go to page 43
of
same accounts, statement of outstanding commitment by nature of expenditure. The opening was 112.9 billion, prior year adjustment 54, new commitment was 27,196,896,217.
Are you there, accounting officer?
Are we together?
Honorable, yeah.
So, two questions I want to impose to you. First, we had earlier discussed about it, but why do you commit the entity above what is appropriated? And I refer you to section 22. First read section 22. Section 20, subsection 2. I don't know, what does it say?
A vote shall not take any credit from any local company or body unless it has no unpaid domestic arrears from a date in a previous financial year and it has capacity to pay for the expenditure from the approved estimates as appropriated by Parliament for that financial year.
So in that respect, sir, these are new commitment, new outstanding commitment during the year of 27 billion. Now you read section 76, 1, then 77E and M. 76, it talks about that. Sir.
26. Where any institution not
No, what's the head note?
Liability on failure to meet requirements.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Then let me take you to 77E and M.
So you just on 76 you wanted only the headline?
It knows it can read the failure to meet the requirement under the act it talks about, but I'm interested.
Can you first read for us that one, 76?
Yes, it and he was reading.
Please read quickly.
76.
One.
One where any institution or department of government receives public money, which receives public money does not meet the requirements of this act or contravenes this act, Parliament may request the minister responsible for the institution or department to make a report to Parliament with an explanation on the matter.
Then it be? Two.
Where it is established that the institution or department did not meet the requirements of this act or contravene the act due to negligence or misconduct of a public officer of the institution or department, the public officer shall be held personally liable in accordance with section 77 or 78.
Now take us to 77. Which particular one, sir?
E.
77E.
77 is under offences, and E states that being an accounting officer without reason of excuse fails to comply with the requirement of this act or fails to execute duties and functions imposed on him or her under this act.
Then M.
Or incurs unauthorized expenditure or makes unauthorized commitments. These are offences under this act.
And they surcharge on the...
So you...
So, Chair, I think I explained at the beginning that we always have a challenge at the beginning of the financial year where only 50% of our budget is funded.
And all entities and the agencies do not get the money they ask for, because you're very much aware. That's why, by the way, these laws come, because they know some entities would love to spend and they will think that they will explain. What he is telling you, what Honorable Mudim is trying to tell you, is that you offended the law. You offended the law, but Mudimi, I saw you doing this. It means nothing. I want you to go on record.
No,
you did,
Mr. Chairman,
you did
I've
this.
given him all.
Hey.
Yes. Where
So make a conclusion, then we make progress.
Mr. Chairman, it's against section 22 of PFMA, and of course with the sections which are followed on 76 and 77, 78.
Okay.
So
you want to make a comment about it?
Him to where?
Chair, I now have the other letters that we talked about in respect to this.
Okay, please present them. In respect to what we call unauthorized expenditures. One by one, you read the head note, don't just give to me without...
So, on the 6th of June, beg your pardon, on the 27th of August 2024, we wrote to the PSST about domestic areas for Uganda Police, declaring what we had then unpaid and...
Please submit that one. Which one before you read another one? The ones you've just read. For everything you read one by one, eh?
And then on the 8th of July 2024, we wrote again to PSST requesting...
This one is 27th August 2024, domestic areas for Uganda Police. And he's saying that I acknowledge a total of this as arrears. The arrears must arise through this. The schedule indicates the Uganda Police Force arrears. This is not a request to spend over and above. This was a reminder that you have domestic arrears.
Yes.
We want a request that will... that is the one. Please submit that one.
8th of July 2024.
But Chair.
That one is, please, forward.
No, Chair.
Also, I know you want to plead for him.
No,
but
Chair,
first let me do this. Now this one is the 8th July 2024. Permanent Secretary request for additional funding of Uganda shillings 208 billion in the financial year. In the financial year, reference is made to the meeting held on 27th May. Your team, PSST, in the meeting it was agreed that Uganda Police Force will be enhanced with 200 billion to fund shortfalls on the following critical operations. Accounting Office, take me serious. I want you to take me serious. I requested for information on request to spend
Over and above.
over and above the budget. Kindly take me serious, Accounting Office.
And additionally,
Now, why would you make me wait for 1 hour when you know that you're going to submit this? Is this what I requested?
Chair, I think my understanding was that you wanted us to show how we have presented to get additional funding.
No. Were we discussing additional funding?
No. Beyond the budget line that
Were we discussing additional funding? We were discussing who gave you permission to spend 33 billions
over and above.
Over and above the budget.
And
over and above what Parliament appropriated. That is the request that we want to look at.
Yes.
Not this. That is taking this entire committee
Yes.
as if we are, normally because you say we are senior six,
Yeah.
you think we don't understand very well. Yes, Honorable Ferigo. And this is the third document you're submitting before this committee, and they mean nothing to the matter before us.
And
yes,
Chair,
Honorable Ferigo.
And Chair, you can't ask for additional money over and above the budget when you have not even spent first quarter release. Any document that was written in July, it implies you asked for that money when the financial year had just begun. You are telling us that what had been approved had been exhausted, which is not possible. Here it's about what was approved in the budget. You went beyond the budget line approved by Parliament. So you only ask for additional money when that budget line has been exhausted. You want to tell us by that time in July you had exhausted what had been approved to ask for additional budget?
And all this that is telling, they are just stories and communication, not about a particular. But now I think you know you offended the law, and we shall take you. That I think that's why Mudimi did like this. He said, "I've given you everything to tell you that you offended the law, and you have been doing it every financial year, spending with total disregard to the law." And remember, in 43(5), you are liable, personally liable to this. Honorable Mudimi, you want to conclude this?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is the last item. I think this is clear, the one we have been dealing with.
Coach Bob.
No, the last one.
Allow Coach Bob 1 minute, then we conclude with that one.
May we stand up as the chair guidance? Order. Good afternoon, officers. We say rule of law. Rule of law.
Rule of law.
Rule of law.
Rule of law.
Rule of law.
Rule of law.
Rule of law. Rule of law. Rule of law. Rule of law. Law and order. 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 Law and order.
I think we needed that break. Honorable Mudimi?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
kindly continue.
Another item we have, it's on page 18 of audit.
Auditor General's report. Page 18, Auditor General's report.
Table 13.
Counting officer, are you there?
It talks about the number of outputs fully implemented as 16, partially 13, total 19, and the amounts. Now I'm interested in the partially implemented, where 606.4 billion was warranted, and 605.4 was spent on the partially implemented activities. Mr. Chairman, we don't have a table here, but I want the explanation, because when you look at this, almost all monies were given, but the items were partially implemented. Now here the accounting officer trying to explain that this was due to bounce payments by incorrect account details of suppliers, pensioners, and active salary earners. We want the accounting officer to give us the details why. Now, if payments bounce and the financial is ending, what will happen? The payments have bounced and we've moved the financial. Remember, government operate treasury single account. What will happen to these payments? What will happen? Secondly, the number of officers who have retired from active service. I know a number of them. Some way back March. But up to now, they have not been enrolled on the pension and have not gotten their gratuity. And some were just operating here, they are waiting. You have displaced them already from the housing units. Group hanging here, I've seen a number of them, because they can't move.
Honorable Mudimi, are those not two issues?
Yes, two issues, but it's related to, because they are talking about the...
Move me well.
Yeah.
You took me to page 18
and 19,
where you showed that some items, activities were partially implemented.
Mr. Chairman is trying to explain that this was due to bounce payments. That's the number
accounting
one.
officer. Yes, sir. Procedure.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'm seeing my brother is going to the next point, but there's a very crucial area where you ask for a document and different document was submitted to you about the extra expenditure of about 33 billion. On this, Mr. Chairman, I feel we need to dispose this as we proceed to the next point. I wanted to propose, Mr. Chairman, that let the accounting officer be investigated on the extra 33 money which was used, because he did not satisfy the committee with the necessary document. I beg to move.
The proposal is an extra. Honorable Mudimi, what do you have to say about that?
Mr. Chairman, the accounting officers, when executing their mandate, they normally rely on the laws we have.
Yes.
So for us, we'll base on...
We'll move by the law.
The law. Then the issue of investigation will... Because we can't here now just judge. For us, we go to the law, then the rest will be picked. Because you cannot say now we investigate, you can't be a judge, you can't be a prosecutor now. This is what we are trying to, but for us it will be based on
Honorable, we agree that they offended the law.
The law.
And
so the owners will be the other.
The report will give Parliament, then Parliament will take a decision.
Because we cannot now say, no, he has offended this, let us investigate, now take him to do all this.
Mr. Chairman, I thought as a committee, we recommend.
Yes.
Therefore, we recommend that the accounting officer be investigated.
Now that will be in-house.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know. We shall do that when we are doing the final report.
So, Chair, what I'm trying to raise here.
And move me well with my members. I want Doreen, although she has just come, to follow you. Doreen, introduce yourself and the Honorable Rico, so that these people may know who you are.
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Doreen Katushabe Virungi, Woman Representative, Lyantonde District.
You're most welcome.
I'm following, Mr. Chair.
You're most welcome.
Mr. Chairman, what I'm trying... There's another member.
Honorable Rico.
Thank you so much, Chair. My apologies for being late. My name is Herbert Edmund Ariko, Member of Parliament, Weri County, in Soroti District.
Honorable Annette, did you introduce yourself? I know you've been here, but somehow I missed you having introduced yourself. And I want Afando Chaya to know that this woman from this area is...
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm Kirungi Annette Pamela, District Woman Representative, Kabarole.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Honorable Mudimi, let's conclude this.
Yeah, so Mr. Chairman, what I'm trying to raise is the amount was warranted, almost all amount was spent, but the activities were partially implemented. Now the explanation is talking about bounce payment. He would have given us the details. That out of this, these are payments which bounce. These are pensioners who have not been paid, active salary earners, I don't remember what. And they say all this has been corrected through the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, e-registration portal. Now, pensioners, how do you correct under EGP or the portal?
Accounting officer, you spent 605 billion. For fully implemented, that's okay.
That's fine.
That's a plus. You achieved that, that's okay. But you spent all the money, but the activities remain partially completed.
And Mr. Chairman, it was supposed to be somewhere in the note to the accounts.
Yes.
For the bounce payment. Maybe it's somewhere I want to
Accounting officer.
be educated.
Honorable Chair, the details of these suppliers and pensioners can be provided to the committee. What is true is that at the end of the year, you make payments and some do not go through for the various reasons I've said. And therefore, those ones become arrears. And in a very practical way, these are the circumstances under which in the following year, you actually now have to pay. But Honorable Chair, I want to raise something which is of interest to the country, and not only to me as an accounting officer. We do not create these areas when we are buying food for our homes. It is because we want to run institutions.
But you're insisting on that, and we say...
Because Honorable Danya said raised something.
That one I ruled on it. You want me to go back?
No, I want to raise something that is...
You want me to go back to Honorable Ranya's ruling?
No, Honorable Chair, I want Parliament of Uganda to take interest in what causes arrears, and they help accounting officers.
There is a clear law. I mean, there is a clear decision by Parliament that no entity is allowed to acquire more especially after the verification of arrears. And that is the operation, even if you call the account. Do I have somebody from Accountant General? Kindly come and speak about this, whether now you've allowed the Uganda police to, as and when they want, can spend. Accountant General.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Chair and the committee. Yes, as the committee has actually guided by the law, the entity is not allowed to accumulate arrears. That's still the standing guidance.
Now, if you think you're a special team, still you go through the processes. You go through the processes and you do not sit where you sit as accounting officer and you spend the money just like that because you're running Uganda Police. So go through the necessary processes, show the importance of what you want to achieve. They will make those approvals. Write to your minister, because the minister can help. The permanent secretary can help. Don't sit here and tell these committee members, because for us we want to protect the law and how it moves. So, and I really never wanted us to go that lane. I wanted you to go about you are given money and you spent the money and the activities remain partially implemented. What I expected from you is to tell me that, Honorable Chair, although it is partial, it is at 99.9%. Although it is partial, it is at this stage. Then we can understand that, you know, the remaining bit of the money, because once money is given, that's why I told you we need to move by the work plan. You generate these work plans and we move with these work plans. And Parliament gives you money, approves the money based on the work plans. We might understand the different things. For us, we understand what the law says. For you, you might understand completely something else. But the law requires that you work according to the law and implement it by the letter. So take us to the partially implemented activities.
I've explained that the underutilized warrants was due to bounced payments occasioned by irregularities in account details of suppliers, pensioners, and active salary earners. And these were subsequently paid after correction.
So partially implemented. Auditor, that's why when you can help us, do we have any documents here what shows which was partially implemented on this your report? Because for him, he understands partially implemented, it means underutilized the items. For us, we understand something completely different.
Chair, we don't have a schedule. It was not attached, but we have it in the office. Maybe we can submit it later.
You can submit it. Kindly, always, like we agreed.
Yes.
On this one, I need the values, that the amount of money lost if these activities were implemented is this. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Nanteza, I will be the chairman in next financial year by God's grace. And this is why we want us to move. When you just tell us that, like now, for him he's telling you, underpay the bounced. Now, how do you pay for something which the auditor considers partially implemented? An item cannot be paid when it is partially implemented. Can it be paid?
No.
So it implies that even he added another problem to the problem. The item is recorded partially implemented. And he's saying, I already paid for it. I don't know whether we are talking about the same thing, Accountant General. I mean, Accounting Office. Are we talking about the same thing?
What is in the report is about underutilization.
It is what?
It's the same
You,
thing.
you read me the first paragraph.
It is a table.
No, in first paragraph on page 19. What is the statement on the Auditor General's report, page 19?
Page 19 has us to.
You do not have the Auditor General's report, do you?
It says partial implementation of key outputs was a 605.4 billion, implies that planned activities under these programs were not fully achieved, leading to reduced effectiveness in service delivery.
Now, the auditor fell short of telling us which activities fell short of effective service delivery. And we expected you to tell us and to recall that these are the activities we're supposed to pay for. These are the activities. So are we on the same page? Are we understanding the same things, or you on something else?
Chair, in our report it's 17.
No, we are not dealing with your report.
That the auditor further says the accounting officer explained that underutilization of warrants was mainly due to bounced payments caused by incorrect account details of suppliers, pensioners, and active salary earners, which have since been corrected through the e-registration portal.
Now, if he was convinced that you are right, if the auditor was convinced that you are right, this matter would not be before Parliament. But because your statement was not convincing, that's why isn't that so? The fact that your explanation was not convincing, was wanting, that's why he carried it. You remember you had an exit meeting and you insisted that this means this. And that's why the auditor carried it and said this remains an audit query. So you've given this chance to explain, still you're explaining the same thing.
But sir, that is the fact. So what should I say?
Okay, we shall take you by that. Honorable Mudimi?
Mr. Chairman, finally, I raised the issue of officers who recently retired as far as March, but up to now they have not graduated to pensioner account nor received their package.
So that's not a part of the...
no, it is part of, he's saying pensioners, he has mentioned it here.
So you're asking it generally?
Yes.
Now before he answers that, let me have this one. Is it part of the audit queries? Honorable Wanyama. Then I'm coming back, Honorable Dimi, on that one.
Chair, mine is just on there's a memorandum statement here, statement of contingent liabilities, which is by page 41 of the financial statements of the accounts. It is not reported, of course, by the modified accrual.
Page 41.
Page 41 of the financial statements.
Yes.
Doesn't appear on the face of the financial statements. That's by the module of the reporting standards as of today. But it is a key concern because it commits government. These are court cases normally. When you look at page 41, in 2025, government is they have put here 163 billion. In 2024, it was 98 billion. When I look at that movement, it means 64 billion. That's between 1 year, from 2024 and 2025. I've been looking at the list, the shade of quantifiable contingent liabilities. That is, if you go towards the end, there are no page numbers, but if you go towards the end of the financial statements, you'll find it.
150.
Right after the summary of domestic areas. It's the next, after the, yes, after summary.
Honorable members, have you moved there? There is a
almost
list.
the last years.
There is a list of quantifiable contingent accounting officer. Are you there?
Yes, Fanal.
I feel these are serious matters because, number one, I would want to know what entails these court cases that Ugandans are taking to police to court. Two, I'll try to just do a quick addition here through to look out for cases of 2024 and 2025. And they give me a total of 11.2 billions. The ones of 2024 and 2025. Because this is a list coming all the way from around 2009. I've been looking at it. And here when I looked at our movement from 2024, on page 41, it was talking of around 64.9 billions. So when I relate the two, the 64.9 relating to 2024-2025, and what I've casted through on the list is around 11.2 billions. So there's a mismatch of around 53.7 billions there. Of course, this is not reported on the face of the financial statements, but it's a serious matter because it commits government to pay these court cases here. So maybe the accounting officer can. Number one, I'm interested in knowing what entails.
I doubt. No, what entails has been provided.
No, these are just names.
These
list cases, just. But what?
Now, unless you have a specific one, you can use as an example, but you can't ask him to explain all these ones.
Okay, there's one of 7-point-something billion. Let me just get it,
which one?
Let me get it.
You cannot ask him to give you information on each one of them.
Yeah.
So pick one and you say, for example,
there's one on number 89, 7.150 billions.
7 point.
Tizito David and others versus Attorney General.
Who is the accounting officer who can explain that? Is it you or you have an officer to do that?
Legal.
Legal? Legal, are you there?
Mr. Chairman. Chair, you can respond with number 161.
Legal? Who is the one in charge of legal? Please don't hide. Don't. Afando Chaya, that panel should not hide.
No, this is waiting for the microphone.
He's waiting for the microphone. Okay, legal. Take us through, he was asking all the cases, but it is difficult to take you through all this. But he wants you to begin with the number 89. Do you have that copy with you?
Chair, unfortunately no, but I'd wanted him to highlight for me the exact issue he's raising.
It is 89. It is Kizito David and two others versus Attorney General. It is in the High Court Division, Civil Suit 0152 of 2024.
Chair, he can also do 182, though it relates to it is a 2021 matter, but it's also very big.
Let him do one by one.
Okay.
I will give about 3.
Yeah.
Then,
Chair,
89, are you there?
I needed your guidance.
Yes.
I was just moving in when the issue was raised by the Honorable Member of Parliament. I wanted to know what is this query so that I can answer.
He's worried.
Yes.
That the level at which Uganda police is taken to court and the level at which you are incurring
losing the cases
is alarming, and it might mean that there is connivance and people are benefiting from these court cases. That's why you're losing them at a very high speed. He took us to page, it was contingent liabilities on which page?
It was page 41.
Page 41. Are you on page 41, sir? Page 41, he indicated that in 2024, you had the contingent liabilities worth 98 billion. But by the close of the year, you had 163. And this list, which is before us here, seems to be spanning for so many years. Now he has said, please, I need an explanation of all these cases. I protected it. I said, no, you can't ask the gentleman to explain everything. So I asked him to pick 2, and there is a member that has picked.
Maybe before you got there, Chair, I started with figures. where I talked of that's the difference between 2024 and 2025 brought government 64 billions. But when I take
Now the accounting
through,
officer is going to answer that.
yes,
When you ask about the figures, accounting officer is going to ask that. You can't ask that to legal, can you?
No, no.
it's fine.
The
Let-
accounting officer,
let him
please take
explain,
note of that. The issue of the differences in the numbers. Now, for you, he just needs to know what entails case 89.
Check it out for me.
Two. The one which is two. Which is to David and others versus Attorney General and others. High
Okay.
Court.
Thank you.
It is worth 7.5 billion, 7.15 billion.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I may not have all the details about the case, but I will answer generally. Because all of us are familiar with court litigation and depending on the facts of the case and what is being litigated against. I'll give a case in point. Sometime back, many years, there was a case, I think that was of Mayor Byamukama.
Is it on the list here?
I'm just giving an example.
No, give us one which is on the list here.
Okay, I will deal with this. Many times,
For example, there is Chireka Estates Limited versus Auditor General, 50 billion. You can explain that.
Okay, every case is decided on its own merits to begin with, because that is not even our decision. That is a decision of the land judges depending on the facts that have been put before them. And maybe I want also to point out that many times, actually, we have negotiated these awards downwards together with the Office of the Attorney General. I was trying to give you the other case that Honorable Chair didn't want to listen about, but in that particular case, for instance...
You know why I don't want to listen to that one?
Yes.
There are those that you brought here
Yes.
that are before me. Members have asked about these ones before me. For you want to bring another one which is not here.
Okay, I'll summarize
Now
this.
you use these ones. There are many, by the way. I can allow you, there are 170 cases. I can allow you to pick any out of the 170 cases.
Much obliged.
But you don't go outside these ones.
Much obliged, Honorable.
Yes.
So, in that regard, I will say, I will stick to the other submission I gave earlier that every case is decided on its own circumstances.
But did you hear the member what he wanted?
The details, of course, I cannot
But he
avail them
wanted,
here.
for an example,
Yes.
he needed to know what is the case of Chizito. Are you the head of legal?
I'm representing the head. I'm the commander and police protection, but I'm under legal.
You're not the head of legal.
No, I'm not.
But you're not in that department also.
I'm under the directorate. My department is under the directorate, but I'm representing the head of legal here. But we can avail the facts, Honorable Chair.
No, you're giving no facts. You're giving stories.
But
No, I wanted to give the circumstances at times how we arrived there.
Kireka Estates Limited, start from there.
I have no
It's on
facts.
page. It's on page.
I don't have the facts.
You don't have the facts.
I don't
okay.
have the facts.
There is Allies DTB Limited versus Auditor General. I mean Attorney General. It is in commercial division.
But at any rate,
2021.
Honorable Chair, that is Attorney General's office. When we are sued, everything we take.
Don't lie to us.
But Mr. Chairman, what was the purpose of this attachment when you say this Attorney General?
No,
Or
when the
bringing
awards,
it here.
when the awards are granted, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Mudimi, when you come before Parliament, you know we are doing this on behalf of the Parliament of Uganda and the people of Uganda. You see those cameras there? These public accounts committee are public because the people of Uganda want to follow up. Now, from his statement, he's saying these are cooked up cases to siphon public resources. Now, we've given you a chance. There is no way you can tell me that out of the total of 159 billion, there is no single case you can explain about. There is no single case that you can pick and say, honorable members, this is a case about this and this.
Okay. There is one I can give you, Chair.
Which one is
There
that?
is one of Vyamukama.
Which number?
versus Attorney General. That is 142.
142.
Case number 142. I want to use it as an example.
No. 30 million. We're coming from billions.
Once upon a time, it was a billion.
You want you've come from billions, now you want to run from.
Honorable Chair, what I wanted to put across, these cases are not managed within legal direct. The Attorney General is sued.
But are you worried about this money?
Definitely we are. But
because they sue Attorney General cases from Uganda police, those are not your concern. It is with Attorney General.
We will go in as witnesses where we are directly involved. Because some of these cases you find they are not incidental to actual police.
Are they cases related to human rights abuse?
Yeah, some of them.
Many of them.
Some of them, yes.
Chair.
Account officer. Yes, Honorable Swaka, then he comes in.
Honorable, I think through you, Chair, and then to go GP and accounting officer, if somebody doesn't have the facts, you rather sit. But Chair, Chair, I want to interest you and the accounting officer on the schedule of non-conflict. May I know the person of Springwood Capital? They are saying their amount is $6 million US. 6.5.
On page? On which number? Which number?
I think number.
So accounting officer, your money failed completely.
Yeah, you should just
pick it up from there, accounting officer. The money you relied on. The gentleman you relied on cannot explain anything.
They were smart.
Chair,
yes.
The contingent liabilities we have here are basically in 5 categories.
He is talking about which one?
Chair, I was interested in who is demanding government in US dollars.
$6.5 million. That one must be off-head, you must know about it.
I need to know. Because when we come in the government, we don't want this.
Let's give him chance.
As we get the details of this one, I wanted to say the 5 broad categories are: 1, cases which are raised against police caused by individual officers, which largely relate to human rights, and people go.
They make what percentage?
I think they make about 60%
of the cases.
Yeah, but I also wanted the committee to note that since they decentralized these court cases to votes, we inherited most of them from Attorney General. And actually these are cases, as we've seen, some are for 2011. Now we also have cases where disputes are raised out of commercial transactions. That's why you're seeing the schedule here of UTL. For example, I want to tell you that UTL...
But the member asked about Springwood Capital.
I'm getting the details.
No. You first explain about this one. It's about what?
That should have been a commercial dispute. And
between who and who?
It should have been... Chair, can we get those facts quickly? Somebody's checking.
And who is checking? I want to be sure. The other time you told me to wait. And you brought air. Who is checking now? And that is the problem. You see my CID. CID come and tell me what we are supposed to do about your bosses.
Chair, we are going to get these facts shortly. Somebody is finding out.
Now you are trying to explain.
I'm trying to explain the broad
Springwood.
Springwood and Allies DBT,
yes.
I think are in the same category. Allies has 14 billion. That was a procurement dispute.
Procurement dispute?
Yeah.
Somebody missed out on a procurement?
Somebody claims that they participated in a procurement process and they did not get an award. And therefore they have taken us to court. it is very interesting that when you participate in a procurement, even if at the end of the day you don't get the contract, you sue that you lost future income because you participated in a process.
So now I want to know 163 versus 159. You see the heading here is saying quantifiable contingent liabilities, civil suits. Now, does these cases constitute part of 163, or this is something else?
That shed is part of the what constitutes 159.
As he understood me. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the officer made mention that many of the cases is related to human rights violation. Mr. Chairman, I've been in the center of taking government to court on human rights violation.
Yes.
And we have seen from northern Uganda, whereby human rights were violated, others, their ears were cut, the lips were cut, and when they went to court, the awards that were given to them, maximum less than 50 million Uganda shillings. And what I'm seeing here, Mr. Chairman, I think there's something wrong with the police and the Attorney General. The awards of 50 billion, 6,000 US dollars. Mr. Chairman, the committee, 6 million, the committee needs to get interest into this matter. This is one of the ways on how they connive with the Office of the Attorney General and they swindle government resources. What kind of human rights violations that is awarded? About 200 billion, 600 billion, what is that?
No, that's why I asked the accounting officer. I wanted the accounting officer.
Yes, Honor.
I asked, is this the one which you attached part of the 163, or 163 has been awarded and 159 is in waiting?
Chair, what we have recorded here on page 41 is categorized into three.
Yes.
One is a debt relating to Civil Aviation Authority, and that is a rent issue. Civil Aviation called the police at the airport in 1991, and the police started helping them. Later they turned out and said, you should pay rent for being at police. And that's why we are in court. Now, Uganda Telecom, I'll give you the story, is Chogam, where they allowed us to put our gadgets on their masts.
Now, you've not got me correct. I asked, the 59 is this. 159 is this. Okay? And maybe let me make it. The 80 was awarded. Is that correct? Or 80 constitutes part of the 159?
Chair, what we've recorded is what has been determined, and we have the figures.
This has been awarded
by courts.
All those ones on this list?
Not everything on this list, because I can see 161 is not yet determined.
161 is not yet determined?
That one I'm very sure. I'm not sure of the non-quantifiable about Springwood. I really
now, as Public Accounts Committee, we are going to pick major interest in this area, and we will come back to you about these contingent liabilities. Honourable members, the committee, in all agencies, we must pick special interest in this particular. Now, what you're going to do to us, you're going to help us with, you're going to submit all what has been awarded, the status. What has been awarded, we will have an engagement with the Attorney General. We will invite him about all the agencies and the ministries. Then, because at the end of the day, this is what constitutes the domestic areas that we are grappling with as Parliament across. So let's pick major interest in this area to see how far they go in abusing it. So for every agency that comes here, we must particularly interrogate this. For Uganda police, they've shown you that they don't know much about these cases, but he's going to tell me, he has told me he's going to go back and generate a list. Did you say that, or I'm throwing words in your mouth?
So you have made a ruling and we shall oblige.
Okay, so you need to give us that, but it looks so bad that an entity has these liabilities and they are not interested. So we want you to get interested. No, Mudimi. The matter was
the officers who retired and have not enrolled on their pension, payroll, as well as they have not received their gratuity. And they have left, some of them who have been living in your units, they are not, they are suffering.
Quickly respond to that.
Yeah, that's the problem we deal with every day. And we have improved the systems now. It is quicker. What we have always done whenever Parliament raises such issues is to get the particular names, because our systems have improved. We migrated from the integrated payroll and personnel system to the human capital management system. And as much as possible, we encourage people that before they retire, on their last day, they have fulfilled all what it requires to become pensioners and get gratuity.
In fact, why is it not automatic?
Yeah, Chair.
You know, in your planning, that officer A, B, C, D is due to retire on such and such a date. Yeah. Why does that officer have to apply?
Chair, we even notify people on the time they are going to retire. But the challenges we have is that we have a very big vote. Now, some of the people who are, because this is real self-help, if you're going to retire, it's initiative. You just fill forms and you attach relevant documents to support. Now, as you are aware, we still have people in Uganda that you know, even themselves don't agree on their dates of birth. That one you know.
They disagree when you tell them you're going to retire and say, Wapi, I'm still here.
No, but we are talking retired. And Mr. Chairman, you recall some time back when accounting officer for public service, when she was here, she told us that the system now, when you retire in August, September you enroll. He said across government. But I've seen here people who are stuck.
Accounting officer, can you push for that so that these officers, when they retire, honestly, why do you make me fill other forms? It should be part. Somebody has retired and the date is known. Let somebody just transit.
And Mr. Chairman, they have been on the payroll all along.
Exactly. So you know.
What else do you want them to?
Chair.
That
yes.
is actually where we want to go.
Yes.
But the biggest problem we have, Chair, is that these people who are retiring, when they were joining the police, some were not truthful. Some, because they wanted to join and they were young, they added their years. There are those who are overaged, they reduced their years. Now, the matter is even complicated with the coming of the national ID. So you find some people come to you and say, I've missed salary for 3 months. You check, you say, hey, but you retired. Said, hey, how? Now, remember, he's not prepared. So you have to cancel him so that he goes and starts preparing. And this takes a bit of time. And we have very many of these people. That's why we have a big problem. And we believe now with these systems that are coming, this problem will be solved. But for the time being, we have these challenges. But we have tried.
But I mean, we must take somebody by their word. So do you go into investigating when actually they were born if they lied at the point of entry? Or you take by what they said?
No, you see, most of them now come because of the national ID. They say, no, you see, according to the national ID, I was born on such and such a day.
Yeah.
But remember, he has files. in police
In
and
police.
public service. Then we say, no, we are not going by what?
By
The
a national ID.
We are going by what you filled at the time of joining the police.
Wow.
Mr. Chairman.
Isn't that very interesting?
Mr. Chairman, what I'm trying to raise, these are officers who have retired.
And
they are
you
not
know-
claiming that they are still inactive, but they have not accessed their pension payroll, nor received their gratuity. And they are here in Kampala. I have a relative who is ever here.
But Honorable
He
Chair,
can't move.
Those are the few ones. The majority actually get pension. We have a few cases that we're explaining to you. If you got interested and gave us one of those people, and we go back to our records, you see that they have a problem. Because there is no reason why somebody should retire and take a 3 year.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to tell him tomorrow to look for the undersecretary. But don't harass him. You say that's a problem.
Accounting officer, but going forward, I think the system should be synchronized, that somebody is prepared for his retirement from the beginning. I enter today, I know when I will be leaving the forces, and I don't need to go back to apply to be a pensioner. I've been serving government. Government knows I've been serving it. My day has come. Let me transit automatically. And this, what you're telling you, will happen to you when you're no longer the ones in charge. And tomorrow people will be tossing you around, making you line up for that. I want to conclude this meeting. Yes.
Chair, through you, IGP, why don't you copy from your sister force agencies? Chair, like UPDF, the people to retire in 2031, the list is already out. You come, you cooperate with them in these other operations, but why don't you cooperate with them in this retirement?
Honorable JB, is that true?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. It's true. All the officers and the men of UPDF that are supposed to go home, the GAO, it is called GAO, is already out. Members are aware, they know when they are leaving.
Yeah.
And they have prepared themselves. That excuse of ID, what you put on the file is what is based on.
And I think Honorable Swak has guided well, and the Honorable JB has proved it. Honorable members, I'm left with 5 minutes on my time. So come in, then Honorable Masaba. Then we conclude this meeting.
Chair, before we conclude.
Honorable Fortunate, is there any serious matter that you would like to know? Okay.
Chair, there is some matter here among the audit queries, if not attended to, might be a problem in the future.
Yes.
Related to procurement. Interest yourself on page 7 of the audit report, where the auditor brings it out clearly that during evaluation, you included value added tax, even when the provider was not VAT registered. And you added withholding tax, even when a tax called withholding tax is on somebody's income. So you turned that cost to the entity, thereby paying double the cost to the provider. Is that right, accounting officer? Are you seeing it on page 7? Item number 3, table 2, item 3, in your audit remarks. The auditor brought it out clearly that you added value added tax and withholding tax on the cost to get the contract value.
Quickly handle that, and we will conclude.
You made a quick response and agreed that you regret this anomaly in your response on page 3. So you realize that it was an anomaly. Are we there in your response? And you were saying you recover this money when you give that provider the next business. if at all he gets business with you. Supposing he doesn't come back, supposing he doesn't get any business in Uganda Police Force, let us be outrightly clear. The law is clear. If a provider makes an error, or you have overpaid him, procurement, you have not seen it. Page 3 of your responses, of your report, where you responded. The last bullet, we regret the anomaly, and we are in the process of recovering the money. Of 2024, up to now, you are in the process of recovering. For the subsequent contracts we shall have with him, that's when you recover. If a provider is overpaid, we have so many remedies in our laws. If you instruct him today...
Honorable Wanzala, don't preach.
Okay.
Ask the question, he answers them.
The question is, members of Uganda Police Force,
the accounting officer.
The accounting officer, why are you not recovering this money immediately from the provider? And then you wait for other business. Tell him, because this money, you're operating a cash basis of accounting. Should go to the consolidated fund straight and refunds.
Accounting officer. Honorable Faligo, I'm trying to conclude. Is it very, very urgent?
Chair, you mentioned something about contingent liability and you said you would answer, and he has not answered. It was about movement in the figures, where 2024 it was 98, 2025 it moved to 160, a difference of almost 65 billion in 1 year.
That's where Wanyama started.
And you said he would answer. Why contingent liability change in figure within 1 year, 65
and
billion?
He answered, he said they have an increase in human rights abuse within the police force.
Okay.
He answered, didn't you hear him?
It's very nice.
No, you went on record, you said the biggest chunk of these is the human rights cases against the police forces, excesses of Uganda police. That's what you said. And I don't know whether, Ferigo, you needed a more explanation
I've picked it now.
about this.
I've now picked it.
So then Masava, Karim, answer, then we move.
Thank you, Chair. I'll try to be brief. One, when Honorable Modimi was talking about the issue of the pensioners, I thought about something to do with the police circle as well. Maybe you could highlight to us what exactly is happening, because we are told that many officers, junior officers, fail to access this money that you're saving for them in their circle, and that the senior officers have borrowed. Again, I've taken out most of this money, and there is one who actually shared the schedule with me, where you'll find the senior officers borrowed over 500 million shillings from the circle, from the police circle.
Nwabine is around. Are you hearing?
Yes.
Funding Nwabine.
There are senior officers who have loans in the circle of over 500 million. So the junior officers are struggling, which is beyond.
And I have the senior officers. I think these are the biggest rags. You're enjoying the people's monies. Chaya.
And Chair, lastly.
Yes.
Chair, lastly, I want to take you to the accounts. On page 46, the one which we were on the assets. You talked about the issue of land, but I didn't want to chip in. I thought I'd come in at the end. Their asset register, that is page 46.
Page 46.
It comes after 45. It's not numbered,
yes,
but it's right after 46. Summary of statement of stores and other assets. And Chair, I want to thank the team for keeping time, the police team, because I came after many of them had arrived. And I noticed that they were almost all here. When I looked at the parking lot, I saw about 20 Land Cruisers, the LC 250.
Wow.
Where
you're looking after your police very well.
Each car costs about 200 to 450 million, if I'm not mistaken. And just by look of things in the parking lot, there is about 6 billion in vehicles parked out there. But when you look at their asset register, I don't know if we are on transport equipment. Their asset register has
They have
590 million shillings as the value of their motor vehicles.
With those the ones packed in the
Yes, that is only the ones that are parked here. We've not accounted for any other. So how are you accounting for your other vehicles? Where do you keep them in your record?
Now who is lying now?
Who is lying? Because the value of 590, those are only 2 vehicles parked in the parking lot there. And Chair, the other thing he talked about, the marine one in Chigo and all that, and I've seen when you look at the ships and other marine vessels, you have 0. You actually used to have about 3 billion. It has depreciated now, you have 0. When you look at the motorcycles, I noticed you have very many motorcycles, some very expensive ones, BMWs. But when you look at the motorcycles and bicycles, they are valued at 380 million shillings. So where are you accounting for these things of yours? Thank you, Chair.
First things first. The first issue was the SACCO. Who is going to answer about the SACCO? Accounting of. Then you brought billions of trillions of. Is it in trillions? What is it? And the parking? And you can only talk about 590 here in your accounts.
Chair, that issue is like we noted. We are going to improve. The tool has a problem. The tool that was developed by Accountant General.
Accountant General. He has gone.
And for assets. So, Chair, that is something we actually appreciated your guidance and said we are going to improve.
But honestly, is this the system or the person who fed the system? And you feed in 590 million on the number of vehicles the police has? Logistics. Do you have a list of the vehicles?
Procedure, Chair.
Do you have that list? It has like how many vehicles? Microphone?
10,000. Currently, we have over 9,000 motorcycles. The vehicles, we have over 650. Yes.
650? 650.
Yes.
So,
the chopper we have 4. The boats we have over 35.
So are they, those the choppers, the rest, are they here? Aircrafts?
They are there. 55 billion.
You said, Walswaka. The man is answering. Okay, but you appreciate that this is a wrong entry.
Yes, yeah, we are.
And it means a lot when you tell this to Parliament. And these people that make your books, do you get boys on the streets? What happens? Is it the head of accounts? And you have very many accountants. I saw a list, senior accountants. And you have accounts and you sign on them when they look like this? Mr. Agre.
So, like I said, this was a problem of the tool.
No, it is not the tool, it's the team you have. I refuse to take it as a problem of the system. It's a problem of the team you have. You think Uganda police, you think you can do things anyhow you want. Tell us about the SACCO. That the senior officers are the ones enjoying the...
Chair, slightly.
Walswaka.
On the SACCO, Chair.
Nenda.
Chair, the SACCO issue is now subject to the subject of investigation, and in the next 2 weeks there will be a report which will be made public. The issues the honourable members raised have been around. The top management took interest. We had left the SACCO to run as an independent
institution,
like under the Cooperative Acts. But when these issues came up, top management took a decision, and there is an investigation which is ongoing. we hope that in the next 2 weeks there will be a report and the action will be taken appropriately based on the investigations.
This committee is interested in that report to make proper conclusions. So kindly, when the report comes in.
Chair, the issue of the circle, I remember we gave even 10 billion here in 10th Parliament. But Chair, as you do investigation, accounting officer and Ndugu IGP, why don't you allow these men and women in uniform without even ranks, these lower cadres, to access their money? If a big person is taking 500 million, this person just even wants,
they grabbed the thing.
200,000.
That's why they're telling you.
They grabbed. I've picked interest.
The thing was grabbed. Honorable JB.
Picked interest.
Honorable Swaka, you heard him.
You have submitted, and thank you, Chair, for your guidance. Mine is on accounting officers' submission on page 36. The circle,
and I'm with JB now.
Thank you, Chair.
And I'm done with the issue of the circle.
Mine is on sub-county policing model. I really want to appreciate the policy. As I told you earlier, my PhD thesis probed this policy. If well implemented, I can testify that it's a very good policy which can reduce crime. I urge my colleagues here, Chair, that let us support the model in liaison with our lower leadership, and also for funding.
I expected you, JB, to ask why is government operating parish development model, and here you're promoting sub-county model. That's the question that...
Security first, Chairman, before PDM. Then the last one is the issue of canine. It has come up in our sectoral committee. The evidence produced by canine dogs, some judicial officers are not respecting it. Actually, they have turned it down, saying it is not substantial. Because the dog doesn't talk. Can the IGP and the judiciary sit and harmonize the working relationship? Because for us, we are appreciating the role of these dogs. They really follow to the later. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I think that was accounting officer. I want to end this meeting. I was supposed to end at exactly 1. We have lost 10 minutes. Kindly submit your final statements. You give a final chair. Maybe let me make these conclusions. Then you respond. A final chair. We are concluding.
Chair, can I give somebody to explain about canine?
About canine? Yes. Please, quickly, canine. Is it true that there are cases that have been determined? No, you speak, it's on.
Thank you, Chair. The issue of canine, to me, is not a big problem. We've interacted with some of the officers in the judiciary. All cases are supposed to be corroborated when you are collecting evidence. Even when you find me killing a person, that's why they do postmortems to confirm the death of a person. All that is corroboration. But what we find in the countryside is that a dog tracks and even arrests a person with an exhibit. But if the exhibit is not properly processed, most of these exhibits are fresh exhibits, agricultural crops.
You said you are funding.
My name is Commissioner of Police, Dr. Martin Mugume.
Dr. Martin Mugume.
Yes.
The case is, the issue here is the courts are refusing evidences of canine. Have you heard about it? How are you handling it?
We have heard about it, and the cases which are rejected are the ones where the exhibits were not properly processed.
So you have cases where the canines have helped in determining the cases and have gone through?
Yes, so
Okay.
many, over 60% of the cases.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Now, honorable members, I think we've done justice to Uganda Police. We've heard from them. Now we are ready to write a report about Uganda Police that will be presented to Parliament. The accounting officer, you failed to convince this committee that there was the effort to spend the extra 33 billion according to law. You have convinced us about the matters we raised on adjustments to opening asset balances and matters to do with doubtful revenue performance. We still have a very big challenge about acquisition of new commitments during the financial year under review. And you did not convince us on matters of the partially implemented outputs worth 605 billion. And the bigger one is the sharp rise in the contingent liabilities from 98 billion to 163 billion. Now this is how we are going to move. This committee is going to proceed in writing the report about Uganda Police. You have up to tomorrow. If you think that we have not given a fair hearing, you put that in writing tomorrow and you submit to our clerk. We will not invite you for another session, but we will, based on what you've submitted, to make our final conclusion. In case during the time of report writing members find it necessary to consider part of what you've written, we will. Otherwise, we want to appreciate you for coming, 1, arriving on time, 2, for bringing the entire team. The officers, the senior officers are here, been here with us. We appreciate you to bring the Deputy IGP with us. Even if you didn't come, sir, we would be okay. But the fact that you came, we appreciate, because all we wanted was this accounting officer. We appreciate all of you on how on this conclusion of the meeting. Members, thank you so much for being here. Meeting, no, before I say meeting adjourned, I want to give the accounting officer a minute to say something, then Afando Chaya, then we adjourn.
And thank you very much, Chair, and the honorable members also. During this interaction, we have also benefited from your guidance and the new approach, because this has not been the orthodox way of interacting with the Public Accounts Committee. But Chair, I wanted to
What has been the orthodox way? Tell us about the orthodox way, maybe.
Chair, you started with a schedule of the implementation of previous recommendations, and
yet it normally comes last.
Yeah, so that is, and also the advice you rendered. But Chair, I also want to correct this, that you are attributing to my statement that human rights services have increased in police. No, I actually vehemently want to deny that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
We asked what constitutes part of the major of the cases. You said human rights abuse. And
yeah, there is an improvement. Actually, the person you talked to is called the Director of Human Rights and Legal Services. To the extent that we recognize human rights as a major aspect of policing.
Yes.
Chair, I thank members also for those that have embraced the sub-county policing model by mobilizing land for us, because we have been able to.
And why not a parish model when the government is implementing parish model?
So that will come with a lot of implications, financial implications, human resources, and what.
Yeah.
But for now, what we are doing is, if we get an offer of land that is free, we actually embrace that quickly, and we have been able to build where ownership is clear. Chair, also, we know that in writing your report, for you an accountability committee, but there are certain aspects that you may bring out and can help improve policing, and that in a positive way, because the challenge we have, if you've noticed, we are, if not the only vote where wage is 56% of the budget, and yet for most of the votes it is the other way around. You cannot have a vote where you have more wage than the non-wage. It means you are not able to dispense what you're supposed to do. You don't have the tools. You are providing a salary for a policeman who needs a uniform, who needs a gun, who needs to be housed, who needs to be fed, who needs fuel to move, and other things. So that imbalance has been there, and we hope that you can highlight it both as PAC but also as Parliament generally. We thank you very much.
Thank you. Afando Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chairman of PAC, Honorable Committees. First of all, allow me to take this opportunity to congratulate you, because I think I have not congratulated you. This is a new team, so I congratulate all of you for making it to the 12th Parliament.
Amidst the bullets and that flew during the elections, indeed we deserve a congratulations.
Yes. Allow me also to appreciate you.
Thank you.
That attending this session was very fruitful.
Thank you.
And I think I've learned a lot, because the discussion was very, candid, and you were able to offer to us very valuable advice that definitely will help us improve on how we do business, and also how we account for resources that you will be giving to us. My pledge, or what I want you to help us is, let us embrace the sub-county policing model, so that we provide an environment which is free from crime, and also enable us improve income of our people as we strive towards the tenfold growth strategy. So with those few remarks, Chair, I thank you, and we hope you also come and visit us in Nakuru, because we always come this side.
No, we are going to come. Afando Chair,
yes.
We are going to come on these cases, cases of contingent liabilities.
Yeah.
We will let you know the date when we will come. And if we fail to meet those witnesses that side, we may have them here as Parliament. Thank you very much, everyone. Meeting adjourned tomorrow, 9 o'clock.